Now, it may just happen that an individual, by applying the criteria which is given in Article 4(1) of a treaty, may become a resident of more than one state. Like we saw earlier, in order to become a resident, one person has to be liable into a particular country by the reason of his domicile, residence, and so many other criteria. It may just happen that he becomes a resident of one country by reason of his domicile and into another country by reason of his residence. In such a case, how do you ascertain which country he is a resident of is something which is dealt with in Article 4(2). For the purpose of our discussion, we are going to take the India-USA Treaty and see how does the tiebreaker rule works. So a tiebreaker rule generally is a rule which says that in case a person, let me call this person as A, becomes a tax resident of India and US, you have to apply various tests. These tests could be test 1, 2, 3, and so on, in a particular order to decide whether this person is a resident of India or he's a resident of US. Let us look at one of the Article 4(2) dealing with the tiebreaker rule in case of an individual, where by reason of provision of paragraph 1, what we just discussed, an individual, now we're just dealing with the case of an individual here, is a resident of both contracting state. So let's say in this particular case, India and USA, then his status shall be determined as follows. So basically, we are going to apply all of them in this particular order to see which state should this individual be a resident of. He shall be deemed to be a resident only of the state in which he has permanent home available to him. So the first criteria is that where is the permanent home of this person available? If the permanent home is in India, he is a resident of India. If he is having a permanent home in US, then he is a resident of US. Now, while we will discuss what is the permanent home criteria, what you need to note here is that the word used is permanent, right? And permanent, as you all understand, means something which is from a longer term perspective, right? If he has permanent home available to him in both states, which means India and US, he shall be deemed to be a resident only of the state with which his personal and economic relations are more closer. This personal and economic relation being closer is also known as the center of vital interest. So if a person has permanent home available to him, that's criteria number 1. But if it is available in both states, then center of vital interest is criteria number 2. If the state in which he has his center of vital interest cannot be determined, or if he has not a permanent home available to him in either state, right? So look at this situation. If he has a permanent home in India and not in US, he's a resident of India. If he has a permanent home in US, not in India, then he is a resident of US. But if he has a permanent home available in both the states, you need to see where his personal and economic relationships are closer. But if you cannot decide this, right, the center of vital interest cannot be determined, or we are at a situation where he is not having a permanent home in either of the two countries, namely India and US, he shall be deemed to be a resident only of the state in which he has habitual abode. So this is criteria number 3. Now, what is the meaning of habitual abode? We are going to see that in one of the next slides. If he has habitual abode in both states, now comes a difficult question. The person has habitual abode in both the states or in neither of them. He doesn't have any habitual abode. He shall be deemed to be a resident only of the state of which he is a national. Normally, nationality and residential status are kept different from Indian tax perspective, right? Because being one does not warrant the other. But in this particular case, since you are trying to break a rule where a person is a resident of two countries, even nationality can be looked at, obviously, after the first three criteria which we have discussed. At the cost of repetition, I would like to point out again that all these criteria 1, 2, 3, 4 have to be applied in the same order. You cannot first see nationality to see whether he's a resident of India or US, right? But what if he's a national of both states or neither of them? Then in that case, the competent authority of the contracting states shall settle the question by mutual agreement. So what are the criteria? The first is the permanent home. Second, closer personal and economic relationships, center of vital interest. Third, habitual abode. Fourth, nationality. And fifth, if none of these can decide, then the competent authorities may by mutual agreement decide as to which country the individual is a tax resident of. The criteria for tiebreaker rule has to be applied only for residence duration, which means if the person is in India for 6 months, you have to apply the tiebreaker rule only for that 6 months in order of importance, which means what? You need to apply them in this particular order. You can't apply one as in preference over the other.